Welcome back. Local government, as the coalface of service delivery, has come under scrutiny, closer scrutiny, with countless reports from the Auditor General showing that many municipalities are plagued by poor governance. Yesterday, the ANC rounded up all its councillors to issue marching orders ahead of next year's local government elections. Now, let's talk more about this with the president of the South African Local Government Association, Bheke Stofile. Mr. Stofile, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. If you could just start by telling us, what is Salga doing to address the persistent and political instability and factionalism in municipalities, especially when you think of municipalities like Newzroom that have been placed under administration yet again?
Thank you very much, Masa, and greetings to your listeners. As I've said, the mandate of South African local government is to lobby, advocate, and represent the interest of municipalities as our members. What we are doing with all this is to lobby the national government on different streams. One of the streams is a stream that says local government alone cannot succeed, and thereby it requires support. As you are seated there, you know that your legs are the one that supports your entire body because it carries your entire body weight. And then therefore, if your legs are so weak, it will be very difficult for your entire body to reach the destination that it wishes to reach. And then these are the bases that why we then engage different spheres of government, being national and the provincial, because we believe that local government requires a significant support. And we have extended this program of engaging spheres of government, engage political parties themselves, and say to them, if you want to see a change in the municipality, it's not about dream, it's about effective participating and making sure that that change is effected. And through by interacting and engaging with your people that you send to government.
And when you talk about lobbying national government as well to be able to support local government and using that clear analogy of the body too, I mean, one might think about the several municipalities that have been placed under administration with little improvement. Does Salga then further support the use of Section 1397s in national takeovers?
Because part of our issue that we are now today in the NCOP, I'm saying to the NCOP, probably the writers or crafters of the Constitution of the Republic anticipated something that many of us were not aware. To build instruments that they understood that other spheres such as local government is not really stronger enough to withstand the challenges. And then they brought Section 154, Section 139 intervention. The unfortunate thing that we are dealing with is the manner in which we deal with these instruments that have been in our disposal, if you read the Constitution and if you read the MFMA. And this is the issue that I'm making, and every time. I know generally in the public there is a general view that there is no capacity in the municipalities. And my argument is that if you read the Municipal Systems Act, it says the municipality must produce Section 71 report, Section 46 report, and other reports that must be submitted to provincial and national treasury. Why they are submitted there is because they must then dissect what is in the report, lift issues of danger, and thereby advise either implementing Section 154. And I believe it's a capacity issue generally in all of us, because when these reports are presented, we only wake up at the later stage when the municipality has already collapsed. If you go through all those reports that were submitted before, you'll pick up that there was indication that the municipality is going to astray. And then the issue is, how do we then collaboratively use these reports that we are receiving, not just shelve it, and we only be surprised when the municipality is under a problem, such as Newzroom and many other municipalities that they have intervened, but there is no change of any of the empirical challenges that they are facing in these municipalities. We can only achieve all these if we work collaboratively as directed by the Intergovernmental Relations Framework Act.
And as you're mentioning that the legislation is there, and with those reports as well, the writings are on the wall. So why then do different departments and different agencies and entities who are supposed to ensure the success of these municipalities wait until, you know, the ship has sunk already? And in that case, how does Salga then enforce accountability when councillors or municipal officials are implicated in corruption or poor governance?
When we get engagement with our member municipalities, the first thing that we must always remember, and we must always clarify this point, because there is a thinking that Salga sends councillors to be councillor or municipal officials to be municipal officials. Salga is not responsible for that. Salga organizes the municipalities. Part of our organization is to assist municipalities, is to train councillors, is to train municipal officials, is to also lobby on their behalf what type of intervention or assistance that they require, and how could the other government come handy into their space and help them. And remember, this is a task that we are doing every day, and we are doing in every platform with every political party, because our intention is to see a different results out of local government system, because we believe that local government is the center where in which the economic activities takes place, and it requires a direct focus. And that is why we are even today we are arguing about change the funding model is no longer working, the 10% that we have assumed, because at the time when you adopted the white paper in 1998, and the world as a whole was hit by the world economic meltdown, and many people are not able to pay. And that is why we are even saying today the agreement signed by NERSA and ESCOM is going to hit hard, not to municipalities, but to households. And that is a lobby, and that is the engagement, and trying to sensitize those that have a responsibility to make policies, so that the policies that they make, they are not policies that are against the development, but also against the people's welfare.
And just lastly and briefly, as you're mentioning as well as Salga, you know, as part of your interventions to assist and train those officials as well, how then do you then ensure that these municipalities get better? Because clearly they aren't getting better, even with these efforts as well. Is it almost futile if you don't even get to have a say in who becomes these councillors and officials?
That remember, if you read the Constitution of the Republic, Salga as an entity that is created out of the emergency of those that have been elected and establishment of the entity called council. And Salga is not contesting elections. It's only political parties that are contesting elections. And that is why in our lobbying program, we infuse that we need to engage political parties, because they are the ones that are bringing councillors into council, and it's these councillors that are coming from political parties that employ managers to manage their business, and therefore we need to enter into that space and engage with them. One thing that we are also arguing, and not necessarily arguing, but we are bringing into the fore of the parliament, all of us that are in government, we must use reports that we are receiving, and we must study them. We must interrogate this report, because there are early warning signs that are showing us that we are moving towards the wrong direction. And we're saying these reports, there is nothing in law that says it must be given to Salga. We're saying, please share it with us, because we pick up these reports when we interact with member municipalities.
Mr. Stofile, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. That, of course, was the president of the South African Local Government Association, Bheke Stofile.